North of downtown Abilene stands the West Texas Utilities Power and Ice Plant. Today, it's a curiosity for many, and a dare for the reckless who slip past the fence. Be warned, the site is under live camera surveillance, and trespassers do get arrested. This story will take you inside. All footage in this film was obtained legally with permission. Please respect the fence. Help protect what's left. When the plant opened in 1924, it was the loudest address in West Texas. Turbines roared, ice blocks thundered into rail cars, and orange furnace glow painted Cedar Creek each night. How did that cathedral of steam become a boarded-up structure of silence? And could it rise again? Let's throw the switch. In 1923, Abilene's boosters hungered for reliable power and industrial ice. West Texas Utilities answered with a riverfront complex, a coal-fed powerhouse, and an ice plant that could freeze 65 tons a day. Architect Wyatt C. Hedrick wrapped the machinery in soaring windows and polychrome brick. On opening day in March 1924, the Abilene Reporter News trumpeted steam and ice, twin servants of a modern city. Inside, 6 boilers fed Curtiss turbines the size of boxcars. Conveyor belts rattled overhead. Coal furnaces exhaled heat and progress. We tracked down Cloyce Weldon Versip, a retired employee who clocked in here in 1948. He's in his 90s now, but his recall of whistles and red-lined gauges is razor sharp. You'll hear Weldon throughout, giving the plant a voice only an old hand can supply.
Well, I started to work here in 1948, and my daddy went and got me a job from the president of West Texas Utilities. And of course, that job he got me was building this plant here.
The plant soon became Abilene's economic heart. 300 paychecks timed the cafe rush to the steam whistle. School field trips watched pistons and governors dance like steel ballet. Farmers in the Dust Bowl packed produce in WTU ice and shipped it north before it spoiled. During World War II, the boilers roared day and night to power Camp Barkeley searchlights and field hospitals.
Street lights over there. In the evening, you'd look out the window until you decided it's dark enough, and you'd go turn on the street lights. In the morning, you'd look out the window and see if it's light enough, and you'd turn them off. And,
so it was manual?
Yeah.
Nothing automatic? It was just,
no.
Wow.
That board down there is not turned right, but you had what you call a synchroscope, and it was speed. It told you what the speed was. And you run to make everybody happy, you're supposed to run 60 cycles.
Told you the speed of the turbine?
Yeah. And you'd run that, well, if it's 3,600, if it's a 2-pole generator, you run it at 3,600, and that was 60 cycles. And that's what everybody wanted, that's what everybody had.
By 1948, the plant pumped 30 megawatts, enough for neon signs from Cisco to Sweetwater. Showmanship matched output. Colored bulbs flashed when amperage peaked, and souvenir postcards read, "I saw power being made." In the mid-1950s, Weldon remembers a storm. Lightning crippled a remote substation. Frequency dived.
But anyway, they had a blackout in Abilene. And I lived off over there on the south side of town, and there's a line coming in from San Angelo over there, so I didn't get without lights. They got it down slow enough you could see the speed slowing down, the lights would start blinking slow till they took something off and got, unloaded it enough that it had enough power to keep the speed up.
By the late 1960s, WTU kept Cedar Street only for emergencies. In 1973, the boilers were drained, the lights switched off, and pigeons inherited the rafters. Between the 1970s and 2000s, American Electric Power, successor to WTU, stored parts here, but never found a buyer. Windows shattered, graffiti bloomed. Copper thieves hauled out bus bars thicker than fence posts. Yet the reinforced brick skeleton refused to crumble. The smokestack letters WTU faded, but never fell. By 2022, bricks began dropping onto Cedar Street, and the Board of Building Standards weighed demolition. The Abilene Preservation League stepped in. The League researched the plant's history and negotiated with AEP to pause any wrecking ball plans while a preservation path is studied. Engineers say the shell is sound, but the roof is rough and every wall is coated in lead paint. First phase stabilization, about $2 million. What could it become? Imagine the Cedar Street Power Center, original crane rails overhead, polished concrete underfoot, weddings and concerts filling the turbine hall's 40-foot ceilings. Classrooms in the old ice wing teach welding and masonry. Students learning preservation skills inside the building they're rescuing. Outside, a new hike and bike trail hugs Cedar Creek. Cafes occupy former offices. Floodlights donated by Abilene Christian University paint the facade at night. Real estate analysts peg potential spin-off development at $50 million in the first decade, if the roof is sealed and the vision funded. If grants fall through, condemnation returns. Excavators arrive, and the powerhouse becomes pallets of salvaged brick. Abilene loses a century-old landmark, and the silent smokestack finally goes dark. A century ago, this powerhouse was Abilene's audacious bet on coal, steam, and human grit. The boilers are cold, but the echo remains. Ambition, decades of neglect, and now a spark of renewal. Whether it becomes an event hall, an education hub, or dust on a flatbed will be decided soon. Special thanks to Corrender Taylor and Denise Molinaro of the Abilene Preservation League for sharing history and future insight, and to Cloyce Weldon Versip for giving the plant its heartbeat one last time. The breaker is off, but the story is still live. All that's left is to flip the switch. A reminder, the site is monitored by live cameras. Police do arrest trespassers. All footage in this film was obtained legally with permission. Please respect the fence. Help protect what's left. And if this journey into Abilene's past sparked your curiosity, there's plenty more waiting. Scroll my page for earlier films on Texas landmarks you may have driven by 100 times without knowing the story, and hit follow so the next time I open a forgotten door or flip a breaker, we'll explore it together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.